Now, this is a bit of an experiment. I'm going to test another thing out. I want to make another rabbit. I'm going to start with the tail this time. So, need that to wrap around. I'm going to wrap it once, that's tied off. I have a little ball there. That little ball is my tail. Then I'm going to create the shape of the body that I want. Well, the bottom portion of the body anyway. So for me, it's going to be about like that, a little oval. Now, that's the tail, that's the oval. That's a reference point. Wrap it around itself and bring it up so that it hooks over, right? After it hooks over, I want it to, it's going to be like the arch on my rabbit's back. So I want it to wrap around like that. Okay. After it's wrapped around, nice and tight, bring it over to the other side of the oval, wrap it again, okay, just make sure you can see what I'm doing here. So this is the parts that I'm pushing through at the moment. See, you can see it, it's going right through the middle of the bottom part on the opposite side of that other loop. Now, I want it to come back up and hook it so that it'll hook on the opposite side of that other loop. Then bend it with, I'm using my thumb as a measuring tool here, see? Bent it back, and it's going down to around the tail again. Now after it's near the tail, just wrap it around the tail once. And then I have a little bit extra of a frame there. Now I can either cut that off or I can use it for extra. See, this is the extra piece I made, right in the bottom. That's not necessarily supposed to be there. So I can either tie it off or I can cut it off. For the purposes of this, I'm just gonna tie it off. It might make things a little more difficult later on, but that's fine. So right now, this is what I have, right from the side. Now I can twist that tail a bit so that it's more noticeable, but it'll be more noticeable once I have the legs and everything ready to go. All right, now I'm going to do the legs in the same color again. Now, with this method, I actually don't have to worry about doing both legs at the same time necessarily, or about creating the tail, because the tail is already there. Now, I could definitely do the legs at the same time, but I want this rabbit to have very large feet, so... Oh, actually, that's a good idea. I will do two legs at the same time, but I'm gonna do one back foot and one front foot. How's that sound? So, I've created a oval loop for my back foot. I'm starting with the back foot this time. Then, similar to the other rabbit, I want it to bend forward, not quite as much as the foot itself, and then backwards. Now, when it goes backwards, this is the tricky part. I want it to loop around like that, right? But I also want it to attach to the body. So I'm going to wrap it around its knee. Its own knee for now. One full wrap. Okay. This is what it looks like so far. Then I'm going to bring it back. Back around so that it matches with the back of the thigh. At the back of the thigh, where that's connected, I'm going to want to wrap my pipe cleaner around the base of the body. I can either wrap it around two prongs of the body or just one prong. I'm going to choose to do around two. Now you're going to want to make sure that it bends in a place where your thigh is going to stick out a little bit from the back of the body, but not a lot. Once you have that, make sure it's nice and secure and bring the rest of the pipe cleaner up and around so it's like a spine on the back, and poke it through over the top. Sorry, here. This is, okay, I haven't poked it through yet. So I wrapped it around in the back there so that my leg is attached. You can kind of see how the leg sticks out a bit from the body itself. Once it's wrapped, I bend it a bit so that it makes an arch for the back. Then I'm looping it around the front base of the body. Now this is to hold it in place, right? But I want to make sure that where I wrap it is as close to the one side as I possibly can get it. And if I'm worried about the foot being a little out of place, what I can do is instead, when I'm looping it around, I loop it and I come underneath and then through the side loop of the body. Okay. Now, if it goes through the side loop of the body, the two pipe cleaners on that side will line up together side by side like that. And that makes your front foot going to be as close to the front as you possibly can get it, and as far to the side as you can possibly get it. Now I'm going to use the end of the pipe cleaner and create another little foot here, twisting it so that it stays in place, and then bend it, and it's down and ready to go. Now, this is a silly rabbit at the moment. Now, all I have are two legs, a body. Two legs and a body. And now, obviously, it can't stand with only two legs, especially since they're on the same side of the body, right? But I'm going to want to do the same process on the opposite side of the body. So I'm going to flip it over, get another pipe cleaner here. Now remember, for this rabbit, I've used two pipe cleaners so far. One for the body and tail, and one for the two legs on the right side of the rabbit. Similar to how I did the other leg. I'm going to make my foot first. I want a big foot, so I'm making a big foot. Then bend the legs so that it's not quite as far forward as the foot itself, but it still has that bend in it. Then make a big loop for the thigh. When I bring it back around, I'm going to loop it around the knee. One full wrap to make sure it stays in place. Then bend it so that it comes back along the side of the pipe cleaner. I should have it on the inside, so whichever side of the leg is the inside, I'm going to want it on that side. Then, if you remember from the other side, I poked it up and through so that it will attach with the back part of the rabbit here. But I'm going to actually do it on the outside this time. I'll loop it through. I'll go like this, back, down underneath, and then wrap it around so it's nice and tight. But I don't want it too tight. I just want it tight enough that it pulls the leg back with it a little bit. Now the leg should be lined up with the back portion of the rabbit's body there. And I'm looping it up and around again to form another arch on the back and sticking it through. Then I'm wrapping it again because I have a little bit too much pipe cleaner otherwise. Now I'm looping it on the outside and then through the side hole. I'm making this way more difficult than it should be. But I did get it. And I have enough that I can make another foot here, which is perfect. So I'm making another foot. Now just make sure that foot is lined up properly. Now, since I have the body and the feet all lined up, that one foot is a little short, but I can pull on it a bit and it'll pop out a little more. This is the rabbit's head. So to get the part where it's attached out of the way, I'm actually going to start by looping it through the body right at the highest possible point. Then I'm going to twist it up and fold it like I'm tying a knot. And then I'm going to don't pull it too tight, but have it fold over so that the ends make like a pancake fold around the arches of the back there. So like that, almost giving a rabbit wings in a sense. Then what I can do with that is poke this through the pancake fold I just made on both sides. Do the same thing. going to there, and I have 2 free wraps here. The first one on the left side, I'm going to fold all the way back into an ear like that, right? I want the ear to be nice and big. So after I have it, I'm going to wrap it around itself so that it's tied off, in a sense. Then I have a little bit left to make a fold for the face. Then make another similarly large ear on the other side. And fold it around itself, it's tied off. This is where I can connect it with the other ear side, right? Because I already folded that piece into a bit of a face, but I didn't connect it yet. So what I'm doing is I'm connecting it to that excess that I had from the other ear. Then I can wrap it up and poke the sharp part so that it sticks down. Now, I would say this isn't an ideal rabbit, but it worked out. I don't know which one you like better. I'll give them side-by-side comparison. As you can tell, the one is a little larger, and the facial features are much more pronounced on this one than on this one. Remember, this one I used 3 pipe cleaners. This one I used 4 pipe cleaners. That's why there's a bit of a size difference. Similarly, this yellow one was also 3 pipe cleaners. However, I don't know if you can tell or not, but the yellow one is actually, it looks, in appearance at least, larger than this green one on the end. Particularly if they're standing side by side like that. You can decide which style you like most. I think both worked out though.